2012 AP Practice Exam, AB10. What is the area of the region of the first quadrant bounded by the graphs of y equals e to the power of x over 2 and the line x equals 2? And I normally recommend making a sketch. And when you're time constrained on your actual AP exam, if you understand this really well, you may forego the sketch so as to save time. But for the sake of clarity, I go ahead and make this sketch. So you have y equals e to the x over 2. And so that's really an exponential growth function that's going to look something like this. Okay, so we'll say y equals e to the x over 2. And then, let's see, and the line x equals 2. And so if we come over here to the right, I kind of dotted line that off. And so we're going from the origin 0 to x equals 2. And so that's the line x equals 2. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about the area. We're talking about all this area in here. And so you're definitely going to have limits of integration from 0 to 2. And we're going to have f of x, which in this case is e to the x over 2, dx. And what we have here is a situation where if you understand what's going on, it might be pretty intuitive to you by now what's going to happen. I think you're going to have to do a u substitution and multiply by 2 and so forth. But let's go ahead and formally write it out. We'll say let u equal x over 2. And so, taking derivative, we have du equals dx over 2. And so dx, cross multiplying, dx is going to be equal to 2 du. And so it's just as I told you, and let's go ahead and write that out first, and then we'll worry about the limits of integration. So we replace e to the x over 2 with e to the power of u. But since replacing dx, we replace that with 2, which I put out front, and du here. And now we have to concern ourselves with the limits of integration. So if we go back here to where we say, okay, u equals x over 2, we want to take, if we let x equal 0, we plug in for 0, okay, let x equal 0, well then we would cross multiply the 2, so we say, over here, x equals 2u. Okay? So if x equals 0, u is equal to 0. So we have the same lower limit of integration for this new change. And now we say let x equal 2. Well, u is going to be equal to 2 times 2, right? x equals 2. Wait a second. You're going to have u is equal to x over 2, right? Yeah, u is equal to x over 2. So we have 2 divided by 2, so u equals 1. And so here we have our limits of integration. And now we can work this out. I'm going to just come down here below. We're going to have 2 e to the u, and we're going to evaluate from 0 to 1. And what that's going to give us is 2e to the 1 minus 2e to the 0. What that's going to give us is 2e to the 1 is just 2e, and e to the 0 is 1, so we'll have 2e minus 2, which is going to be our answer choice A. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Good luck with this and all your other problems, and thanks for viewing.